Hey guys, how you doing today? We got a beautiful day today, out and about. Thought I'd talk about what I consider to be a very serious issue. The Senate, the United States Senate, decides, hey, people don't need a minimum wage, right? People don't need a minimum wage increase to $15 an hour, right? Like, we don't need to come up to the rest of the civilized world and actually provide people with a wage that actually is a living wage, that actually pays their bills, that actually helps them get ahead in the world. Oh man, nope. 8 Democratic senators decide to stand up, go against the rest of the Democratic Party, vote no for this provision, for this bill, and guess what? You know how much Americans are making, right? You know what their minimum wage is? $7.25 an hour. Think about your life right now. Do you think you could make a go of it on $7.25 an hour? If we needed any more evidence that capitalists are frigging sociopaths, if we needed any more evidence, we don't need any more evidence, right? Capitalists are ridiculous sociopaths. They want you to be put in a position where you are desperate. They want you to be put in a position where you are poor. They want you to be put in a position where you can't pay your bills, where you have to be scrambling and competing with everybody around you. How do we know they are? Because they say so. Because they're not hiding it, right? They're not actually pretending. We're just so gullible and stupid that we think it can't possibly be the fact that these people are actually open, flagrant sociopaths. They are. They totally are open, flagrant sociopaths, wagging it in front of you as often as they possibly can. And even worse than this, something I've been saying this whole time, a $15 minimum wage is not a big ask. If you ask me, this is the tiniest of tiny crumbs. This is the tiniest of tiny crumbs. Literally saying to your society, hey, I work a full-time job. I work the maximum amount of hours that my society even permits me to work for a job. And guess what? It's not letting me survive. I can't pay my bills. I can't pay my rent. Can we at least set it at a number so that it does pay my bills? Can I at least set it at that level? If you live in America, the answer is no. And the people who have been fighting for $15 minimum wage, they've been fighting for this $15 minimum wage for so long that $15 is no longer a living wage, right? If you actually do the calculations now, if you actually do the math on this, if you wanted the minimum wage to be a living wage, it needs to be more around $22, $23 now. Capitalists aren't interested in that. Capitalists aren't interested in that. And so let's get into the communist analysis of this, right? Why are we asking for crumbs? Why are we fighting for crumbs? Because every single time we need to fight. And that's the point. Every single time we need to fight. We need to get millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people out on the street, getting behind bills, doing all of this kind of stuff to get tiny, irrelevant, incremental increases to the system that we actually live in, while guys like me are standing here saying, this system is irreformable. It cannot be reformed. It cannot be helped. You know what we need to do? We need to get these sociopaths out of here. We need to get these guys out of here 100%. I'm not talking about negotiating with these guys anymore. We're not in a negotiation. As far as I'm concerned, we should be transferring all of their assets and all of their shares away from them into the hands of the working class and taxing away all of their wealth. Because capitalists are sociopaths. How do I know? They just voted against a $15 minimum wage, right? Why would anyone in their right mind actually stand up and say that a full-time employee working full-time should not be able to survive, should not be able to pay their bills, should not be able to pay their rent? It's asinine and it's absurd. And our response should no longer be, please, sir, please, can I have base subsistence survival? Our response now should be, you guys are sociopaths and you don't belong in having control of the levers of power. You should have zero assets. You should have zero wealth. You should not participate in the civil society, especially while we're doing all the work and they're doing nothing. The people who voted against this bill, they're getting paid $100,000, $200,000, right? That's how much money that they are making so that they can turn around and tell us that we can't have $30,000. Screw this. Screw this. Why do these people have power? Why do these people have authority at all? It's because they own all the assets. It's because they own all the shares. Because that's the way the system has been arranged. The system has been arranged to extract wealth to the very top. And even the Rand Corporation is saying this now. Even the Pentagon is saying this now. That we're living in a situation where we are being enslaved to this system and we're not getting anything for it. And this is no different in Canada, right? We've had minor incremental increases here and there, but the vast majority of the populace has wanted dental care. The vast majority of the populace has wanted childcare. The vast majority of the populace wants the basic income. Are these things happening? No. Why? Because capitalists are sociopaths and they're not interested in helping us. What they want is to ensure that if they could get us to do all the work for no money whatsoever, that's exactly what would happen, right? They would enslave us. They would absolutely chain us to the machines and force us to do work until we died if they could get away with it. Because they're sociopaths and they're not actually interested in improving the quality of the society. They're interested in improving the quality of their mansion and their assets, right? That's what they're interested in. And so now we need to grow a pair. We need to actually do what these conservatives say we should do, which is stand up straight with our shoulders back, right? Pick ourselves up by our bootstraps and actually organize on lines not for mere base subsistence, but for the full wholesale destruction of the capitalist class. That the capitalist class will constantly force us to organize and get millions of people and fight for meager crumbs, right? While they continue to just benefit from our labor, while they continue to do no work, not participate whatsoever in the labor force, and yet, for whatever reason, get all the benefits for themselves. This has to end. It has to end. And I'm no longer willing to tolerate people saying to me like, oh, well, we need to have minor incremental... No, these guys need to be gone. They need to be gone from the discourse completely. They are our enemies. They are sociopaths. They are open about it. There was even one lady who went on the Senate floor, and when she voted no, she literally looked like this. She went, eh. She like did a cute little thing in like a cute little anime girl outfit. Right, go online, I forget her name, like Sylvia something or other. And it's just like, they're completely rubbing it in our faces. They're completely saying that they don't care about us. They're completely saying that we should live in poverty, we should live in desperation. And more importantly than any of that, we should do all the work and they should do no work and we should get nothing and they should get everything. This is the position that we find ourselves in. And instead of arguing, oh, maybe should we get $15? Oh, I don't know. What should? And even worse than that, when we start talking about giving concessions to these people, like this isn't a negotiation anymore, right? If it ever was, it's not a negotiation. We are standing up and we are saying the capitalist class should no longer exist. We are standing up and saying that the capitalist class is full of sociopaths who are trying to enslave us, and the class should no longer exist. And that we should do it by transferring the shares away from them, and I don't mean buying, I mean transferring the shares away from them into the hands of the working class, transferring their assets, transferring their wealth away from them into the hands of the working class, and eliminating them completely from the discourse. Because these guys have been attempting to enslave us for the last 50 years. They no longer have the right to belong in our political system outside of their one single vote, which is exactly what you have. And so what do we do, right? What do we do? Well, we actually start organizing. We actually start getting our stuff together, right? And we don't start organizing along these crummy, oh, give me some crumbs. No, we start organizing in third-party, non-political organizations. I have chosen Socialist Action, right? You can find that in the description below. This is a way to get involved in a political organization that is actively attempting to take over other political organizations. Socialist Action is attempting to take over the NDP. And this is how you actually push parties to the left. This is how you actually move parties to the left. You don't move parties to the left by writing a letter and then voting for them, right, in the election. You don't push a party to the left by giving them $5 and then saying, oh yeah, please fight for my interests. You do it by joining a political organization that's actually going to work as a voting bloc within these parties, within these political organizations, and then insist that they adopt certain platforms or that they elect certain candidates, probably from your voting bloc, right? This is how you actually organize, and this is how you actually get things done, and this is how you actually push parties to the left. Because right now, we don't have any left-wing parties. Not in America, not in Canada. We don't have anybody who's actually interested in fighting for anything outside of these tiny, almost irrelevant, incremental crumbs. And we have what Jagmeet Singh is saying, like, oh yeah, we need to do pharmacare and dental care. The liberals have been promising it for so long. Well, he's going to run the same grift that the liberals are, right? He's going to do the exact same grift. He's going to get power, and then he's going to go, shucks, I don't think we can do that quite yet. Shucks, I don't think we can do that quite yet. And then before you know it, 20 years will have passed, and guess what? Nothing will happen, because capitalists are sociopaths, and they lie to you regularly. They're not interested in helping you. They're interested in looking like they're interested in helping you, right? Which is exactly what's going on in the States. Like, let's take this to a foreign politics standpoint, right? America is a terrifying place. It is a failed state. It's a failed state with nuclear bombs. They're careening themselves towards a nuclear conflagration with China. The Democrats are abandoning the populace en masse while they have the power in the House and the Senate and the presidency. They could have passed this. They could have passed this. If those 8 Democrats had have actually gone on side with the rest of the Democratic Party, guess what? There'd be a $15 minimum wage in the United States right now. But the Democrats aren't interested in that. They want you to be desperate. They want you to be crushed. And you know what the result of this is all going to be? That in 4 years' time, Donald Trump is going to take the White House again. And you know why? Because people gave the Democrats one more chance to prove that they aren't actually allied with fascists in their country, but guess what? They are. That the Democratic Party is perfectly allied with fascists, that they will absolutely bend the knee. They will absolutely say to the fascists in America, well, as long as you keep making me rich, I don't care what you do to the minorities, right? That's what we're going to see in America. We're going to see a rise. And the second time around, now that we've done what we've done to them, that we've humiliated them the way that we did with the election of Joe Biden, guess what? They're going to come back, and they're going to be full force. The fascist organizations in the United States are outright saying that they're tired of pretending that they're not fascist, that they're tired of pretending. And when they take the White House in 4 years' time, because of Joe Biden's presidency being unable to pass, or unwilling rather, to pass legislation, piecemeal reform like a $15 minimum wage, we are all going to watch America burn itself to the ground and everyone else around it. Yeah, this is the end of this video, guys. Oh my goodness. What an absurd period of time. What an absurd time to be alive, to see a group of rapacious sociopaths actually deceive a gullible population into believing that, oh, we can solve our problems with tiny piecemeal reform, but they're not even going to give us the tiny piecemeal reform, right? We need to eliminate the capitalist class. We need to eliminate it from our discourse completely. We can no longer tolerate these people. We can no longer, even based on survival lines, these guys are not doing anything to help us with climate change. They're going to destroy us. Okay, like, share, subscribe. Please send this video around. Please like the video. It's free to do. And hey, if you've made it to this point, please subscribe. Please subscribe. I need more support. Everybody needs support. We need to be hollering the halls of power down to the ground, and we're just not doing it. Okay. Oh, you guys are doing wonderfully. You're making good decisions. These guys are trying to gaslight us and to convince us that we're the weak ones. We're not. Good luck. We're gonna need it.